Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today's Wednesday, September 20th. Happy hump day. I hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we're going to be discussing some news that came out today regarding a new MJ ETF in town by Subversive ETFs. The ticker symbol for that is LGLZ. We're going to discuss all that and more. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified when I post a new video or whenever I go live. Also, make sure to give Pow Group a follow on X, which is previously Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Again, the handle for that is @GroupPow. Also, make sure to check out powmerch.ca. There's a sale going on until the end of the month, 10% off if you use code POWG420. You can check out all the different items there, but got over 20 orders so far. I really do appreciate all the support from the bottom of my heart. I really do love each and every one of you supporting me along the way. And speaking of which, I actually got my Team Tilray TLRY hat today. Quality's amazing, and I really like the colors, and it just seems to pop. But yeah, amazing quality, and super satisfied with that. So you can check that out. And I know a lot of people ordered that hat as well. So take some pictures when you get it. Send it to me. I'm going to do a collage and something cool at the end as well. Also posted this today. I'm going to be interviewing Morgan Fox, political director at Normal, for the second time. That'll be on Friday, September 22nd. It's not going to be a live stream, so I repeat, not going to be a live stream. So send me any questions that you may have. We're going to be discussing the rescheduling news from HHS recommendation to Schedule 3, safe banking, and even more. And again, that'll be on Friday. And then I also just posted a video on Canopy Growth. They failed to close above $1, so they ended their streak on looking for the 8th day. They needed to do it for the rest of the week. If you haven't seen that, you can check that out. And I talk about now what and what's next for CGC stock. So obviously, we had a pretty rocky day in the markets, and that came after the FOMC, the Federal Reserve, and their press release and their interest rate decision. So they decided to they stayed put, so they decided to keep it as is at 5.5%. But the Fed signals it will raise rates one more time this year before it ends hiking campaign. So maybe a lot of people were expecting that we were going to pause, or they were going to, just completely start to go the other way. But unfortunately, it's looking like one more hike before the end of the year, and the market did not respond very well to that. So we had some turbulence today, and that played a factor in CGC's downside today as well. But check out that video for more information on that. But in regards to this news today, MJ Biz Daily reported that a new MJ ETF is in town and hits the market based on rescheduling hopes. A new MJ exchange-traded fund, and if you don't know what an exchange-traded fund is, just invest in multiple different stocks, and you can exchange it on an open exchange. So you can buy it on like the S&P 500, so SPY. It's comprised of multiple different stocks. Same with the ETF. You can exchange it on any broker, right? You can just trade it on any stock exchange, whereas mutual funds, they're a little different. They only trade once a day, right? So this has been launched by Subversive Capital Advisor based on the potential rescheduling of MJ by the U.S. government. The ETF launch comes after a run-up in MJ stocks following news of a recommendation from U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, officials that MJ should be reclassified as a Schedule 3 substance, a change that would be broadly positive for the legal MJ industry. The Drug Enforcement Administration is now reviewing that recommendation, and there have been encouraging signs that the DA will heed the HHS recommendation. And I just did a video as well, who benefits the most from this rescheduling, and that's obviously MSOs. LPs will, just from the hype and that they're on major exchanges in the US, but they don't really benefit from a legal standpoint, right? But you can check that video out if you haven't seen that already. The new Subversive MJ ETF invests at least 80% of its net assets in securities of companies that are directly involved in the global MJ sector, including but not limited to US operating companies, New York-based Subversive said in a news release. So going to be interesting to see some of the details here as time goes on and as we get a bit more trading data. I'm invested in a couple of ETFs myself, not financial advice, of course. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only, but I hold MJ ETF and MSOS ETF. I may look at adding this into my portfolio, but let me know if this is something that you're considering as well. The actively managed fund charges a 0.75% management fee, which is pretty standard for these ETFs, right, that are actively managed. We do not believe a Congress this politically divided will meaningfully act on MJ at the federal level, fund manager Christian Cooper said in a statement. However, we do believe a regulatory move to Schedule 3 status meaningfully changes the trajectory for this business in the United States without congressional action, he said. We further anticipate the DEA will accept and finalize this recommendation, which I agree as well, and we could see this over the next couple of months. And we have a ton of other catalysts as well. We have MJ Act up for review here in Canada, which could help packaging and labeling and distribution and marketing and advertising and taxation, all of that. There could be a slew of things. There's, election year in the States next year. We have potential for legalization of medical, Germany coming online. We have safe banking, uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, HHS. Like, there's so many. Florida potentially on the ballot for 2024. So there's so many things to be on the horizon to be positive for, right? Tons of catalysts. And I think this will happen over the next couple of months. And I think rescheduling to Schedule 3 or even descheduling, treating it as alcohol and tobacco, is more than likely over the next couple of years. And then, like I said, this will be the biggest catalyst to knock us out of this multi-year bear market and potentially start a new multi-year bull market. So we'll see if DEA comes back with that, if they're in agreement I would say it's going to happen over the next 1 to 2 months. The Subversive MJ ETF trades as LGLZ, as I mentioned, on the CBOE BZX exchange. And another MJ ETF, the advisor shares Poseidon Dynamic MJ exchange traded fund, shut down in August. And that was mostly just due to poor timing. So yeah, Poseidon MJ ETF to shut down less than 2 years after launching. And that's just sign of the times, right? It goes to show you, it's not just retail investors, it's even these fund managers that are having a tough time, right? And they're managing, millions and millions of dollars, and they couldn't even stay above water. So like I said, the FOMC definitely provided headwinds today. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit more weakness in the MJ sector leading into next week. We need weekly consolidation. We still need to confirm weekly uptrends on a lot of names, and then we still need monthly uptrends on a lot of names. And we have golden crosses forming on a lot of our MJ stocks as well, and that's likely going to really start to gain some momentum over the next 1 to 2 months. So like I said, HHS expecting that recommendation to Schedule 3 to be approved by DEA over the next 1 to 2 months. And then, like I said, that is going to pave the way for a massive bullish trajectory into the end of the year, in my opinion. I think we're going to really start to heat up, no pun intended, and then into the end of the year, like I said, into end of October, November is where we start to pick it up. But historically, October, not a great month for stocks. But let me know in the comments below if you agree with me, but I think we're going to see some major upside, especially in the MJ sector over the next 1 to 2 months and into 2024. I think it's going to be one of the best asset classes from a performance standpoint over the next couple of years. But let me know what you think of this news in the comment section below. Let me know if you're going to potentially snag some of these shares of the new ETF. But like I said, I'll probably be covering this one a lot more, and I'll do a little bit more in-depth video, but I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of it. We were talking about it today in the Power Group private community, but let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this news. And going to end it there, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Hope you have a fantastic evening, and we shall see you again on the next video. Take care.